Welcome back to the show. You know, folding laundry and clothes, it may not sound so entertaining, but our next guest has amassed 4 million followers on social media because of her folding skills. Sophie Laird is the author of this new book, The Folding Lady, and she shared a few tips with me. Sophie, your folding videos on TikTok have netted you 4 million followers. Why do you think folding is so popular?
I think it's so popular because it's boring, but so mindful. And it solves that problem of, you know, your clothes being messy, not being able to find them. And it gives your home that sort of department feel look that we all love when we walk into a department store.
So true. I worked in retail, so I do know how to properly fold like at least a shirt, but that's where my learning, or my knowledge stops. How did you get started folding? Did you also work in retail?
I worked in retail for 15 years since I left school when I was 16. And that is where my folding skills come from. We used to fold clothes every single day, as you would know.
You mentioned it's boring, but it can also be very satisfying, right? Like, what do you love most about folding?
Well, I talk about it in the book, and I talk about how when I used to work in the store, that part of the day that you'll remember at the end of the day where we used to put everything back together was just such a lovely mindful activity. And the conversations that you had with your colleagues while you were folding and the thoughts that you had with yourself while you were folding. Yeah. It was just such a nice moment. And and I've just transferred that into the home.
I love that. Okay. So, and by the way, whenever I go shopping now, I do not leave things just in a pile. I fold that right back up.
Yeah.
So what have you got there? You're going to show us how to fold.
So I've got a little baby vest. So this is how we're going to fold it. And actually, I have to say, I absolutely love folding baby clothes. I think it's just they're just so gorgeous. So I fold in the little arms, and then I fold up the sort of the bottom bit because it's a little bit of an awkward shape, which means I'm going to fold it into thirds. And then I turn it round. And then I just keep folding up until it's folded into just a nice little tiny package. And then I have all these drawer inserts that I would have had in my drawers when my boys were little. And then they just look really nice and neat in there.
That is perfect. And it's hard to fold something so small. You know, I'll be honest. I don't fold my underwear, Sophie. I just throw it in a bin. But there are other things that do need to be folded, like a fitted sheet. Can you do that well?
Oh, yes. The fitted sheet fold is in the book, and it can be done, and all sizes can be done. And even if it's elasticated all the way around, it can be done. So I would definitely say that's something to learn from the book, or come to my social channels and I'll teach you how to do it, and it will be a game changer.
Any advice for handling that? Because it can be frustrating.
Oh, so frustrating. Well, I teach 2 methods. So you can do it laying it down on the bed, but I do also have a standing up method that's quite quick. And that just involves just folding over the corners and then repeating the same step twice. And then you will eventually get some nice rectangle, which will allow you to fold it up rather than ball it up. But you know what? If you ball it up, it's still a system.
Yeah, that's true. What is the hardest thing to fold?
I guess things that aren't so flexible, you know, like padded tops, and you can get like padded bras and cycling shorts. They're not as easy because you can't do as many folds, but you can still store them away and fold, you know, even if you just fold it in half and then store it away, as long as everything's got a place, then it's totally fine.
Okay, aside from baby vests, cycling shorts, and fitted sheets, what can people learn in your book?
So they can learn how I started on social media, how I transferred everything I learned in store into the home. And we talk about how to use your home to sort of market a life to yourself that you want to live, just like we used to market what we wanted to sell to you in the department store. But we're going to do that in our home in a way that we want to be marketed to. Okay, so Sophie made it look so easy on her TikTok, but we know
Folding a fitted bed sheet is nearly impossible. So my producers thought it'd be super funny if I tried to fold one myself. Yep, All right, hand it over. So here's the diagram that I'm supposed to follow here. And I tried doing this already. It's not great. Typically, when it comes to folding fitted sheets in the house, they just kind of, well, they get where they get and they don't get upset, as you know what I'm saying. Okay, so in that diagram, it says to, if I am correctly reading it, to fold over the corner, right? Each one, all right, find the corner, fold it over. And then you kind of do this. This is already not. And then you do the same on this side. And then this is gonna be, okay, all right, I got this, y'all. And so then this isn't ironed either. This is a very wrinkled sheet they gave me, but do what you must. I'm just gonna kind of do my own thing here. All right, no, here we go. It keeps getting fluffy. No, there you go. There you have it. Thank you very. No, this is a mess. Derek, come here. Come on. So Derek showed us in about a minute 15 if you can fold it. Should I move this table so people can see? So what he does, because he doesn't have a mic on, I have to speak for him. So he says to find the corners first, right?
Find the corner.
Find the corner.
Could be an issue.
Could be. I feel like they gave me a trick one.
They did.
They did. They gave me the most. Do you remember the old sheets that didn't have the rubber band around the whole thing and it was just on the corners? I feel like that was easier then because there was at least a smooth surface. Okay, so he's finding the corners. And then he's finding the corners again.
Yep.
Okay. No pressure. 39 seconds.
All right, there's a corner.
All right, hold on. Let me help you find the other corner. Where's the other corner? All right. All right. Did you find it?
I don't know. We'll fake it.
Okay, fake it. All right. So you have the corners.
Smash the corners back together.
Okay. So you got all four corners here.
Yep.
All right.
Fold. Fold.
Oh. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause for Derek, production specialist and sheet specialist as well.